Will AI replace your job? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. My name is River. I'm a senior software engineer at a rapidly growing tech company. And the number one question I always get from people is, will AI take my job? The answer is, if you work at a computer, probably, but it depends on a few things. I think the most important thing to mention here is, companies don't just hire you to execute a job. I mean, if they really did that, every single job at a computer would be outsourced to somewhere cheaper. So they hire you for your thoughts, ideas, your personality, what makes a company culture, even your humor. I mean, when AI really starts telling good quality dad jokes, then I think we're all in trouble.
You remind me of a Taylor Swift song, because every time you try to do something, it turns into a dramatic, overcomplicated saga, and somehow, it's never your fault.
Uh-oh, chap, I think we're cooked. On that note, I believe it is worth stating that there is artificial intelligence that can do virtually every single computer job out there. However, there are huge drawbacks. For instance, we've had drones for a really long time now. I mean, it seems like I've been playing Call of Duty like 12 years ago where drones were a thing. But how come whenever I get into a Southwest plane, I always see the two pilots? Clearly, the hardware and software components for flying that Southwest plane remotely are there and have been there for quite some time. I think we still have those pilots because we don't trust that software to keep us safe every single time. Of course, that's a pretty exaggerated example, but if we're not willing to trust the software with our lives, why would we be willing to trust it with the mission critical parts of our businesses? Every job has aspects to it that aren't mission critical. I mean, we all have meetings to attend, paperwork that needs to be filled out, and inappropriate things that need to be said to our coworkers.
And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
So that begs the question, when will AI take over the non-mission critical parts of my job? Because I think that's gonna be years before it takes over the mission critical parts. The answer for a lot of us is AI already has taken over that part of our work. I mean, ChatGPT literally does 50% of the stuff that I used to do. Or in other words, I'm twice as productive as I used to be. So if you haven't experienced that yet, believe me, it's coming. And it should. I mean, if I'm an employer and I could sign my employee up for like a $30 ChatGPT membership and instantly double their productivity, why wouldn't I do that? But it's not quite there yet. There's a reason why AI is not as intertwined with businesses as probably business owners would like it to be. The number one reason is cost. There are tons of different AI products out there right now, but there are a few really big players, right? You have ChatGPT with OpenAI, you have Gemini, Claude, Microsoft Copilot, these really big players, but they're all burning millions, if not billions of dollars of cash every single year.
I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money.
To operate their product and to capture that market. I mean, ChatGPT alone burned $5 billion last year. And if you're thinking these kind of companies are just burning money, trying to capture as much market, as many users as they possibly can before they reach profitability, well, ChatGPT had 420 weekly active users last year. I don't know how much more market they're hoping to get. That's more than the entire population of the United States. ChatGPT is getting dramatically better and eons faster than it used to be. I mean, it only came out in November of 2022, and when it came out, it was kind of slow and kind of dumb. But now it can do really in-depth problem solving, and it's like 10x faster. And with this rate of improvement, it won't be long before AI is fast enough, accurate enough, and cheap enough to start replacing full-on jobs. But I still think it'll take some time. I mean, I think the software and hardware is still 3 to 5 years out from reaching those kind of thresholds, and then another 3 to 5 years for companies worldwide to adopt these practices. I mean, if you go back to when computers first came out, it took at least 3 to 5 years for companies worldwide to bring them in and start using them and for it to make sense cost-wise. So in 6 to 10 years from now, when AI does start taking over those computer jobs, what does that mean for you specifically? Well, if you don't do anything between now and then and resist the change of AI.
When I discovered YouTube, I didn't work for 5 days. I did nothing. I viewed Cookie Monster sings Chocolate Rain about 1,000 times.
It probably means you're out of work and you're gonna have to go do something that requires some form of manual labor. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I actually encourage a lot of my friends and family to look at specific trades like electricians or HVACs because I think those are decades away from being replaced by any kind of robotics. If you do still want to have your career, I think there are a few things that we all need to start doing. Like, we all need to find out what the fudge is generative AI and how does it really work. When we can understand what it is and how it works, we should then be able to know how to best utilize it. The better you know how to use it to your advantage, the longer you'll stay relevant in your career. I'm River, this is the Source Code Project. Subscribe for more content like this.